computer. Hello to everyone. We are here for the meeting Gpms.world, North America. And we have with us also other people that are contributors for Gpms.org. Also, we have with us Emily, and I'm so great to see Emily here because practically she represents for me United States until more people will come. So because I saw all the time her, it's just because of that. And I really hope that more people will come. Also Rick Juars, that right now he's also with his wife in Romania. And I'm extremely, how can I say thank you so much for all the work that you are doing there, because practically we were to the point also to give GPMS information to some good people that practically they can come to start GPMS directly. And we have also with us Serg. He's United States, Canada, but does not matter because this is North America. And anyway, he's everywhere, received very well in all GPMS worldwide. And we have also with us Dylan King. So right now, because the table is around, everybody can start to speak. It's not me to be the real host here. Thank you.
Indeed. So I suppose I'm just going to kind of continue where I was at. Right now, we're discussing the issue of marketing and business and GPMS and unification of efforts and unification of voice and everybody being able to have a voice. So the conversation is clarified. And here lately, what I've felt like personally is that I am not being given a voice, that the moment I came in here, my voice was taken away. Everything that I said was opposed immediately. All of the plans that I've presented, they were not even read, and they were automatically turned down, automatically, because nothing less than GPMS, which is just a saying. It's just some words. It doesn't mean anything, you know, and that's not good enough. It's not a good enough reason. It's not a good enough fact that nobody has read the plans and they think they know them. They think that I've introduced a business to this organization, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Absolutely not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is introduce the global people's monetary system. What I've done is I've created a transition to get humanity there. And I understand that some people within this organization feel that there is no need for the transformation, but that's something that is going to happen. It's happening, you know. It's I've built it. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen, you know. But you have a question, I guess, something along those lines.
Yeah, so practically because of my economic background, then I have a strong one in 2 continents. And I'm also recognized as professional in Canada. When I saw the video between you and Marcel, you told there about society in partnership, that they are practically, you found also the trust law, do not be able to pay taxes. And Marcel put you the question, was like, did you also found the possibility of having like sovereign accounts? And you said no, not yet. And you wanted something for all the people. It's like, you know, to be under one umbrella. And practically Marcel tell you that a society can come on the individual level. Then from there, I understood very well that it's about profit. And you were not on the video today, on the Europe one, when Rick explained very well, everywhere where it is a gain, it is a loss somewhere. And this is exactly
but
what
I can explain how that's not the case here. I can explain.
And yeah, no, I understood. And practically, this is exactly what GPMS will destroy. So we'll destroy this world. And practically, how can I say, all this business cannot be done inside of GPMS. And what I propose, because, you know, we may have like 100 societies tomorrow or businesses tomorrow that they will support GPMS, practically to come in an indirect way or direct way and to support like advertising for the businesses that they care about GPMS. It's like they will be the employer, for example, of the people that they are inside of GPMS and everything. But when someone try to change GPMS, so, or try not to change, even to change, or, you know, they need first of all to understand GPMS, and practically we should not touch the integrity of GPMS, because GPMS is everything that we have. And here I can explain, but this world of economics and everything that I understand very well, I wanted to help you because I do understand GPMS, and I wanted also to help by promotion inside of GPMS. Then the people will start to see, and by their choice, they will come, you know, do not work for another employer, and to start to work for an employer that supports GPMS. And this is not only about you, will be about a lot of GPMS businesses that they will support GPMS on this way. So after that, I do understand that you pass through very hard moments with the police and everything, but it was for me, especially, it was like a shock for somebody to start like to be like a bully, and to start to put all the information all the time. And when I try to, this is why you felt rejected, because I try to stop the information. So I have personally nothing with you. I try to stop the information, because when the information come inside of the contributors of GPMS on this way, and not on the way that you are a separated business or something like, then GPMS agree and the people can move by their choice. Practically, the people will start to make confusion, then GPMS is doing something else. So on this way, and I try to explain, and this is the repetition that I made all the time,
and I understand what you're saying.
yeah, and practically after that, I
I
saw
comprehend.
that everything that you started to address to me, you started to address to Emily and also others. So we were minimum 3 or 5 of us touch on this way. And I said, the attitude, I'm so sorry, I can understand everybody can have a very bad period in life, but with this attitude, we cannot let you inside of our council or working groups. Does not matter the wording, you know, because this can change. Because with this attitude, this is coming from, this will destroy, this cannot build. And I wanted to
And
speak
I
with you in
disagree with you
private.
entirely.
Yes.
So
So,
I can explain so clearly how you are wrong. You're mistaken. That's all there is. It's just a misunderstanding, and I can explain why there is a misunderstanding. It's because what y'all think I want to build is a normal business, and it is not. It is not the same thing. What I am doing is I am transitioning into a new economy that is GPMS. It is GPMS. That's all there is to it. There's no doubt about it. There's no denying it. If you get to the brass of it all and you look at it for what it is nothing more than a goal to achieve GPMS. And what it is not a business, a hierarchy where I am the boss and you are going to come work for me. What it is a partnership program, for one, where we will empower all of GPMS, again, being able to build whatever structured business they want to build right now, and to organize us in such a way in those businesses that we are the top of the line industry. We're giving the best for the best price, being able to pay our employees the best. You know, everything is as excellent as possible. You got a question, Emily? You got something to say?
I do have a question.
Sure.
Where does the money come from that you intend to use to pay volunteers?
From our funding, from our productivity, we're going to get an extreme amount of money from the people because they want to pay us, for one, because of our cause, for another. It's our own people that are going to be paying us. You know, they're going to want our products. They're going to want to pay themselves. They're going to want to. I can't hear you. If you're trying to say something to me, Emily.
Dylan, just to tell you
Yes.
something, I am also in Romania for minimum 3 or even 4 years, inside also of the project for autonomy Romania, and there they started from direct democracy, and I saw so many direct democracy minds that practically all the time when they try to build something, they are still attached to the system. And practically GPMS is completely detached, because everything that you attach to, still, you just go in the circle and you go nowhere. So
and I can explain the difference there too.
I do
Okay,
understand you perfectly. So
you don't understand yet. You're not able to understand yet. The difference
I will
is
let you to explain, but just I'm telling you that it's every contact with the actual system will bring you in the circle back to the system. And the people mind, you cannot come inside of GPMS and to bring in the people mind that something new has to happen, that it's completely detached, because practically you attach them by the action and their mind remain attached to. This is everything that I wanted to say.
okay. So the main difference is that this is a different economy that's going to be sat down on top of this other economy. It can be sat down on top of it anywhere that it is, basically anywhere any of our GPMS members are. This economy is going to be new. Like you said, it's not going to be old. It's not going to be the old they're going to have to be attached to. A few of us will have to remain attached to it if we want to continue to utilize that system the way that I've proposed. But we don't even have to do that if we're able to get it organized enough with the right amount of people, with the right amount of funding right here, right now. We wouldn't even need to touch that old system. We could start where we are. But that would include having to create our blockchain and ensuring that that's all functioning properly and that we can distribute funds properly.
Can this done outside of GPMS and just make like advertising inside of GPMS? Can be done also outside?
Yes, so Rick and I discussed that so deeply and thoroughly, and that has been my goal.
Okay, I am here only to listen, so I will let you both to listen.
That has been my goal, absolutely, to start separating the entities. The moment y'all started saying that, I saw that y'all didn't want that there. I started to come up with a different plan to. That's what I am. I am a problem solver. That's what the business I run is called, Life Solutions. I solve problems, and I can't hear you if you're talking to me, Emily. Okay, maybe you're talking to yourself. So anyways, I strive to begin to detach it from the system immediately, because coming into GPMS, my goal was to attach it to the system, to help this GPMS in every way, in shape and form. And I thought that was the goal here. I thought that that's what y'all would want, is to get all people in GPMS funded, to get GPMS funded, to get, that's what I feel should happen. That's the only solution. It is the only solution here, to get this organization going in the right direction and so on. And I'm not talking about a traditional business. I'm talking about this new economy that I've created. But Rick, please, brother, you've been waiting patiently.
Thank you. Finally, yes. Let me make one thing clear here. What I see is that perhaps you're under the misconception that there is no action being taken by GPMS. That is a total misconception. And the reason why, what we are doing is lawfully collecting the worldwide consent, at the same time activating their full unalienable rights, which includes the right to self-determination, which means the right to self-rule, self-autonomy. So worldwide, universally, to the most degree, the unalienable right to self-determination is accepted. It is even in the UN Declaration of Rights, if you will. But we are above this. What we are doing is it needs to be understood that every government upon the planet has been complicit in very criminal actions. And what this means, we do not ask governments to do GPMS for us. The whole reason GPMS is doing this is because of the incompetence, neglect, and I will say gross negligence by the governments worldwide. So with this great tyranny, we know this. And what I do say, we're well educated, and thank you, Beatrice, for giving a little bit of your credentials as well. We are not a bunch of ad hoc hippies. We are the highest intelligent consciousness upon the planet, meaning that our research, what we have done, is extensive into all of the law, the democratic systems. Like Beatrice says, it doesn't work. So getting back to this, GPMS is the most powerful movement upon the planet. And what GPMS does is replaces the entire system completely with a new one that is equal for everyone. So having said this is what we're doing, and in the background, there are connections with ones that most of you have not even seen yet that are there and in the background, if you will, with these connections. So again, GPMS is highly structured, and the superficial look at it might think it's nothing, but what I'm saying, it is everything, and it's replacing all of the old reality. So this needs to be made clear with this. Now, we just had an excellent meeting with the European group, and much was discussed in there, you know. And having said this, one of the important things. All right, go ahead, Dylan. I'll stop there.
Well, I want you to finish. Please continue and finish about the meeting. Okay.
No, go ahead, Dylan.
So-
Like this, it's best when we're having a meeting, if a question comes up, put your hand up so that we can address it right away, because I tend to ramble as well as what you were doing, Dylan, and then it creates so many subjects that it needed to be stopped and addressed. So go ahead.
So essentially, all I'm trying to say very, very thoroughly and clearly to the best of my ability is that all I've done is create the new systems. That's what I've presented to GPMS, and I've been demonized for it. I've been totally demonized for it in every way, shape, and form, acting as if it's less than GPMS when it is GPMS. It is
Well,
the goal of GPMS.
Yeah, if we may, then what systems have you created? Because GPMS is the entire new system. So what have you created?
By systems,
how can it fit in?
By systems, I mean things like infrastructure, for instance. That's one system of society that needs to be perfected, that is perfected on paper, because I've taken every ounce of infrastructure that I possibly could find, and I've put it all together to the best of my ability in such a way that it is perfected for humanity. You know, and we'll certainly find more greater ways to accomplish it in the long run, but it's the plan right now. You know, it's the only plan, because there's nothing greater than it as far as infrastructure goes. And then education is another example. I've designed an educational syllabus for humanity that is immaculate. It's perfect in all ways, shapes, and form, and there's no denying it. Only a fool would deny it, you know. And beyond that, the Declaration of Human Rights is a perfect example. We're talking about lawfully taking back our power, showing that this government has done nothing but corruption throughout history, all governments.
But we don't
And
need to show that. This is the thing with this. We can
just
state it. We can state it at times periodically, which I do. But again, the main focus is on collecting those that already know this to come together. So GPMS really does not have to educate the public, because through the course of the Great Awakening, they are educated at least to some degree. And where most of them are currently at is that they know everything was a lie, but they don't know the next truth, the step of GPMS. They don't know why it all happened. So they're still caught in the blame, the guilt, the shame, and the lack of knowledge, the ignorance is where they are still at, most of these. But what we are to do, we don't need to educate them. We just show them the new world. We are here. We're already begun to construct this, and we've kept it as simple that one does not even need to be awake, meaning that GPMS is being done by a worldwide vote. Everyone knows that a majority vote rules. It's that simple. So what we are doing is collecting the lawful majority agreement to instantly implement the new system. And to implement the new system, we have ownership of the entire financial infrastructure. Very quickly, you just take out all of the encryption gates. It's a full funding system from source to paymasters worldwide. You don't need any complex technology. It's simple. What you're actually doing is refining the system to work as a simple tool, what it was designed to work at. But here's the complications that one's put in. They don't understand yet, but more will, that it's all about who owns the internet and the financial systems, who owns and controls it, who owns and controls the creation of money. This is why GPMS does the most powerful concrete things in the world. It gives the power to the people, and it's done transitionally through the lawful structure of a voting process, but at the same time proclaiming and activating each individual's unalienable rights to do this. Nothing can oppose it. Nothing can attest it. The governments have to comply with it. And it's that simple. So we've kept it this
And this is a
simple.
beautiful goal, Rick, and this is perfect in every way, shape, and form. And I do not want to change that. Please make me be understood that I don't want to change that goal.
I
It's
know,
not my
Dylan.
goal here.
Okay,
What I want to do.
let me simplify this. The reason I brought you in is because I looked at your work and I knew that you had did the foundational work, that it's time to come into the bigger picture. And that's where it's at. And I recognize your work fully because it was some of the work I had to do in order to get us to where we're at now. So I recognized it fully. But the thing is what I brought you in, if you will, or you found your own way in, it doesn't matter. When we come together, I identified Dylan as, yes, he is part of GPMS. He is some of the structure. He knows it all, what is wrong, but he's ready to come in to assist. And we began to form more of a structure with the committees. But we don't need to do this extensively at this time, but it's great for I to get a feel to see how much of the skill set is out there. What are the qualities of the individuals? What are the credentials? So are they able to work together and all of this? And what I've found here, we had some disharmony now, but it's going to be harmonized right at this moment and even before this. We all work together at streamlining things going forward. And having said this, we remain the integrity of GPMS remains intact, and it's non-negotiable and non-compromised to this respect. And anything with money, as Emily pointed out, and Beatrice, you have to use your utmost discernment where it's derivatives. Where is it coming from? What is the intentions? So basically, and ideally, with any fundraising, what we do is you put a fundraiser out to the public for them to donate at will, if you will. And these fundraisers are for good cause, for temporary measures for charities, those that may need it. That is perfectly fine with GPMS. But you don't get into making profits like selling products and making profits for individuals. This becomes a job back into the old, and that's why we
That's
cannot
not the goal.
do that. Yeah,
That's
excellent.
not the goal.
So I did not fully hear all of your ideas yet. We did not have ideally a lengthy discussion on how we can make this work for GPMS. That did not occur. I anticipated that by more of you being connected together, that would have been already harmonized and done. However, it is not done, but that doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't throw everything out, because everything has value and has a purpose. But we need this harmony. And one thing I am saying now, I will not allow in any of these GPMS groups is any fighting. You are all peers, and there is to be no fighting, only working together. And I will remove personally anyone from these groups that fight. Yes, I am a guardian like everyone else, but someone has to step up to be a mediator. And realistically, there should not need to be any mediator whatsoever. We are
Amen.
what we have here is enlightened, higher consciousness individuals that know that fighting is not the way. It's disharmonic, it's distortion. It does not have a place into GPMS. And when ones will find this, when they enter it, even on their personal level, if they have not advanced to a certain degree, GPMS will eject them out of it until they are the moral, compassionate, and at least enlightened and higher consciousness enough to
Can
know
I ask
what
you one thing real
GPMS
quick?
is. Go ahead.
Does that include the GPMS guardians who have started this fight? Or does that just include me?
I am not taking any sides on this, and we're
Beautiful.
not about a fight with this. What I'm saying is this to all, and it's childish behavior for any to be fighting. So what I say to all, just stop it and
Amen.
work together. And this is what it is.
Amen.
And don't force opinions upon another. As I said, GPMS, the full integrity remains intact. It is there. Now, what else can we use to benefit GPMS? What else is compatible with it? And what is not will not be a part of it, like any businesses or what have you. As we're saying, it needs to be kept clean and genuine with its integrity intact. So it's also a misconception, again, for any to think that GPMS is not organized and that it is a full, powerful vehicle to take us to the new world. But I'll stop there. Thank you.
Emily, please go ahead.
Okay, so all personal feelings put aside. Okay, I stay focused on what was already created in the Gpms.world. That is a foundation to vote for all people to come together in one place to add their vote to the new, free, abundant, sovereign world that we are creating. 2, I have fully read your information. I have already done that. And there are layers in the work that you have done that already exist in Gpms.world, and they don't need to be recreated. That is not a personal
Beautiful.
attack. Hold on now. Hold on. Can you mute yourself, please, while I'm
That's just a
talking?
good thing. That's all. It's good.
Can you
It's
mute
good.
yourself while I'm sharing? Thank you. This was not a personal attack. This was not a personal attack. There are already layers and committees and councils and all sorts of things that already exist in the Gpms.world. I am fully looking to see what parts of your creation can benefit the Gpms.world, uplift the Gpms.world. How does it all work? I have not been able to comprehend how adding extra work is going to bring forth more people. I don't understand. And I'm being honest with that. I've been honest with it from the beginning. Adding more work to the already existing work that has to get done does not help the work move forward. It's adding more layers of things that have already been created, that are already functioning. They're already working. GPMS is a fully working, functioning system all by itself. And it has been and will be forever. I truly want to see the benefit of everyone's skills. If you bring skills to the Gpms.world, good. That's why you are here. Whatever attracted you to the Gpms.world brought you into the Gpms.world. But we're not going to go back and start changing the foundation of Gpms.world. Frankly, I don't know how else to put this, to pacify someone's ego. Within myself, I fully trust my own intuition, my own governance. I do not require anyone outside of me telling me what my intuition is, telling me what my inner spirit is saying. I don't require that. That is something outside of me. GPMS literally allows everyone in the GPMS to trust their own self and to listen to their own intuition and their own inner guidance. If
That's
there is
not what's
any way
happening,
that
though.
you can help, if there's any way you can facilitate helping getting the message out to the people, no one is going to stop anyone from doing that.
You are,
What
though.
I want to know, Dylan, what I want to know, I have a question I've been wanting to ask for days, but the energy has been so volatile.
I'm open to any question.
My one question is this. If your vision is the vision that you have set forth in your mind to create into the reality, why do you need all of us to align with it?
You're done? Okay, so I do not need anybody to align with anything. All of humanity is in line with what I've presented here. All of humanity wants a perfect world. All of humanity has consented to a perfect world. They want betterment. The only people in humanity who don't want betterment of the world are totally ignorant or totally insane. And I'm not worried about their consent. I'm not.
I have a question. Where has the entire human population consented to this better world that you speak of?
Why would humanity not consent to a better world?
Well, you're saying that they've already done it. Where is the tangible evidence that it has already happened?
One, we're getting it right here, right now. That's the goal of GPMS. That I want to uplift that goal. That is exactly what I want to do, is help GPMS acquire that consent. And I know how to do that with ease too. How to skyrocket this program in such a way that we are going to be able to begin giving Emily money like tomorrow type stuff. I don't mean tomorrow, necessarily by chance, okay? But it's possible that we could start paying Emily tomorrow because of this plan. And it's not.
Where does the money come from, Dylan? Where does the money come from that you're
From
suggesting you
us,
can pay
from
me
the
tomorrow?
people, from GPMS, from this, from the goals, from the every single one of us has a skill, has a talent, has something that we want to do in this world. Most of us probably have a business because we're all genius or we wouldn't be here. And most of us have a business idea that we want to get started, you know, so we have to ensure that those people have a route to do that. And I'm talking about now, not
Okay, okay.
later.
Well, okay. I just want to ask, what makes you think that Gpms.world isn't offering them that?
Because I'm offering them that and I'm being demonized for it.
No, you didn't ask the question. What makes you think that Gpms.world is not offering them that?
I never said it didn't. Y'all did. Y'all are saying that it doesn't offer that. I'm trying to offer that through GPMS to GPMS, and y'all are denying it. Y'all are denying the people that the right to economic freedom, the economic justice. You are denying the people that right by trying to fight this.
By trying to fight what? I'm not trying to fight anything. I'm trying to see how what you have to offer is incorporated in the GPMS that already exists.
What are you claiming exists? What are you claiming exists? I don't understand.
The Gpms.world exists.
And yet we're still starving. We're still financially hurting. You're still sleeping on somebody's couch.
I'm not on a couch. I'm not on a
Well,
couch.
I'm sorry. This is what you said the other day.
I shared one experience with you and you ran with it and used it as a weapon to try to hurt me. And it
No,
doesn't
it's
hurt
not
me.
a weapon to hurt you. I'm trying to help
Well, I mean,
you. I'm
Dylan,
just pointing out the
Dylan,
facts.
Brothers and sisters.
Dylan, I'm really trying to help. I really am. And all of this back and forth, it's just not getting us anywhere.
May I chime in?
I agree. I'm not being heard. Yes, please. If anybody's got something to say, please say it.
May I ask that you guys please silence your mics? We're in the energy of a portal right now. A lot is happening on this planet. The foundation of GPMS already is grounded with natural law. Its foundation already is grounded. It needs not a syndicate foundation. All things that are syndicate, brothers and sisters, are synthetic.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not. This is.
You're making it up.
Fact.
It's a
Brother,
made up statement.
brother. I am one with the UPU, the Universal Postal Union,
And I'm one with all.
with the Chief Federal Postal Court Judge, Mark Kishon, Christopher, will stop. This is with the syntax. Brother, please, I ask you, silence your mind for a minute. It already is. All you need to do is share it, the knowledge, the awareness. Go to the website. It already is. It's beyond the third dimension. It's grounded through the fifth dimension. Through the fifth dimension opens up to all the dimensions. This is beyond 3D awareness. syndicates cannot get beyond 3D. I see a bar association infiltration into GPMS, and it is through the language.
You
This
are
does not
literally
mean-
one of their agents. You are literally one of their agents. You're saying, you're claiming their system, the postal, et cetera, and I'm the agent. I'm the infiltrator. How does that make sense to you?
No.
It doesn't.
Postal system.
No, Dylan, it's not because you are infiltrator. It's like everything that we care inside of our minds from the actual
brainwash.
system is not letting us to see what the other one that is keeping so high GPMS practically it's saying. So practically it's everything inside of our head that practically, because we are too attached to the actual system, even that we want to detach, we are still attached by thinking. Then there, when he said that he saw practically the bar association on the mind, this is the first problem with all the profession, because we study, volunteer or on this third dimension system. We studied so much, and everything that they infiltrated on our mind right now do not let us to detach from. We are still attached, even that we do not believe that we are still there on this way. It's not, do not take personally, because it's absolutely nothing personally here. And I just want to say something. It's like you saw a little bit how you felt, okay? You felt like rejected and everything. So all the 3-5 people that practically never rejected you, rejected what you proposed because it was less than GPMS. But
It's
I'm telling
not.
you, okay, just a little bit. This is what we saw. Then practically, I am right now think that from an employer perspective, would you see a place in this world to have so, how can I say, beautiful people that practically they will protect the integrity of something that exists created in a space? So you understand right now our value, then we are here to understand you. But just I'm saying that your language touched me a lot, and I do understand your situation. And just I let the people to know that he apologized for that, because he's passing also through bad stuff with police and everything. But we are here right now to understand you, and also to make you to understand us. And then from there, something may be created.
I hope y'all can comprehend that I do understand everything that y'all are saying. I do totally understand, and I am in line with what y'all want. I want to make sure that if y'all don't want this within GPMS, we are separating it from GPMS. But what I'm trying to help y'all understand, comprehend, overstand is you have to overstand.
Not even necessary.
Yes.
It's not even necessary practically. This is GPMS and you have the word around. But practically, how can be working? If something is created here outside of GPMS at this time, this can still interact with GPMS. As I told you, we can propose, for example.
That's what I planned. That's what I planned.
We can propose, for example, for the companies outside of GPMS that they are keeping the GPMS to have advertising inside of GPMS, then the people from GPMS will accept the solution to be working until GPMS is coming to the inception. But this is outside, but this does not mean that we are saying, go from here. You understand me? It's just placed outside of GPMS, but the connection is there.
It has been called for me to leave multiple times. It has been called for me to be booted multiple times. You have booted me from the administration hub, etc. I have been dictated and silenced in every way, shape, or form, and y'all are still refusing to hear me out. You still want to interrupt me now. You know, it's the facts.
just a little bit, after you started to say to 3 people and everything, wording like fool, you are a fool, you are, so this kind of stuff is not ethically accepted, if you understand me.
Yeah,
And
I'm
okay,
going to always tell a fool if they're being foolish. Always. I'm always going to do it. And if somebody wants to choose to be foolish in my presence, I'm not worried about this organization not liking it or anything along those lines. I'm going to speak the truth. I'm
We are
going
not
to
an
every time.
organization, Dylan. We are not an organization, Dylan.
I don't know what you think you are then, but you are an organization by definition. By definition. But please, Rick, you've had your hand up for a long time.
Well, what I see here, we've been 50 minutes into an argumentative a meeting, and there's no production out of this whatsoever. And the things what I said has been ignored, if you will, up until now. I had many good contributions and updates to bring to this meeting. What I suggest, if anyone's watching this meeting now, if you're still listening, look at our European meeting for important updates and more information. But what I truthfully need to say, where this has been nothing but a battlefield since we began this meeting, it is non-productive. And again, I see egos clashing. I want ones to work together. I see, Dylan, you interrupting when one is speaking. And these are the things that are not compatible. They're not harmonious. And what I wish to do is to speak with you, Dylan, alone. You and I have a meeting alone. And what we say with GPMS, what we wish to do ideally is has funds to assist others, which is good. But what I'm seeing every time there is that friction, what is occurring when you attempt to share what you're doing, and then I see from the other side, then it's a clash. So we're not getting anywheres with that. So what I propose, Dylan, you and I will speak later in a meeting, just you and I, in the very near future, to see what you have that can support and benefit and is in alignment with GPMS to do what we wish for the people as a temporary thing. So let's do that, and it's easier to work with that. And from here, let's take this meeting a little bit further forward, if I may. Emily, do you wish to speak now before I begin to
Just
ramble on?
quickly, Rick, I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm really grateful that you're going to have this one-on-one. Dylan, can you mute, please? I'm really grateful that you're going to have this one-on-one with Dylan, but I'm gonna request that the vetting process of allowing people to, I all of this turmoil and disharmony, I did not, that's not what I want to deal with in my day-to-day life. I could much easier just go and be with nature and be at peace with myself. All of this emotional turmoil and name calling and belittling and fighting, it is not welcome here. Ever.
So it's done. It's over. We
Unnecessary.
just
And as
did
you
it.
stated, Rick, it is unproductive.
Yeah.
That's
and
all I
don't.
need to say.
Okay, good. It's finished. Now it's stopped. Thank you. All right. So this is how we proceed. So, very importantly, Lee put out a very important, just a guesstimate of numbers through the week, I believe. And, with that, right at this current time, the actual net worth, if you will, of GPMS is close to $40 trillion. And this is just derived by looking at our shareholder worth with the entire planet, if you will. And this is very substantial because, of if you want to make a comparison, again, I love with the Vatican because they have 1,000. Vatican is a nation, and they have 1,000 for the population. But if you're to compare GPMS, once again, we have about over 72,000. So right at this time, just by simple math, GPMS is 70 times more valuable than the Vatican. Just to give everyone a little bit of knowing what your actual net worth is based on your shareholder value of everything upon the planet. And I take this a step further, because what this also means is that countries cannot buy us out. And if they were to magically arrive up with this money, then very quickly we say, whoa, okay, you come with this money, yet you allowed 8,500 children to die a day of starvation. So then it's only more of their lie exposed. So they cannot justify to buy us out. And this is why GPMS continues forward, because it would create the total collapse on them instantly, and they cannot justify it. So getting back, this is a very important, so this is 37 trillion, almost 40 trillion. This is what you would call extrinsic value. So we have that. That is a material value based on the assets in the way that we do it, without explaining it here and making it lengthy. But what I need to do at this point is, that extrinsic value is what's accepted by the majority of people on the planet. And with extrinsic value, it first begins internally, which is your intrinsic value, where you evaluate and you put a value on something outside. But because of the world had functioned on being disillusioned and robbed of their power, thinking that gold or silver or something else had all of the value, that's how they were robbed of it. Value actually begins within here, and you assign the external value. So in this great time of GPMS, with there are very few that own the gold and silver and these sort of things that they had everyone thinking was more valuable than the self. So in this great time, what GPMS does is also that recognition of the unlimited intrinsic value of the individual. So this is where we create all of the money from unlimitedly and use it as a tool, if you will. And very quickly, humanity afterwards, again, sees they don't need money at all. But I needed to put that consideration of net worth, because it really is, it is a reality. It is a tangible thing. And so also with this, I want to touch on what I did in the other. I'll bring up, I want to read something here very quickly I brought up in the other meeting. So what we want to look at is the way that we can create money is we have activated our right of self-determination, which includes basically all of your everything, all of your abilities upon the planet. But having said this, the unalienable right of self-determination is universally accepted upon the planet to the most degree. And this is a definition I got from Wikipedia of it. But I wish to read this. The right of a people to self-determination is a cardinal principle in modern international law. So what I'm saying, it's already accepted in law, and it has to be the right of self-determination. It is binding. As such, on the United Nations as authoritative interpretation of the Charter's norms. Now, this is referring to the Universal Declaration of Rights, but we don't need to look at the United Nations in this because we are the authority. So this is our authority, but it states that peoples, based on respect for the principle of equal rights and fair equality of opportunity, have the right to freely choose their sovereignty and international political status with no interference. So the reason I brought this up is that it's already written, and this substantiates utilizing the unalienable right of self-determination to self-govern, if you will, but we're all coming together. So I wanted to put that little one out, and I've been working on a paper, if you will, for 3 days to 4 days to this effect. But what happened last night, Father said it's just not time to put it all in context yet. But I wanted to put that in this meeting as well, where this is the North American meeting, so more sovereign groups can see where we're at and how this is lawfully and fully already substantiated, and that it is also, when you look at the governments, they are employers of the people. And again, there is no contest with them. And what GPMS does no harm. But I'll stop there. Thank you.
We are in round table, so the table is just round. Everybody can start to speak.
I would really, really love to hear from Serge. I haven't heard anything from Serge. This is not his first meeting I've heard him sit in on. I would love to hear from you, sir.
Sorry, this wasn't the best one to sit in on, Serge.
That's okay. Hi, everybody. Yeah, nice to meet you, everyone. Nice to see you, everyone. Yeah, I just on the background, I mean, like quiet listening. I'm enjoying everything, even like complaints and just, I don't know, a little bit of misunderstanding, but it's all part of the process. We just growing up and just moving up. 100%, it's like nobody agreed to one time. I mean, 100%. But GPMS is like built up from a father, and Rick put it on, and so it has to be 100% true. And we have no like steps to back or side, so I don't know, left and back. It's not gonna work. It's just we have a plan. We have to put it on and just keep on going. That's all I see. That's all I understand. Thank you.
I agree with you, Serge, and I appreciate you, Rick. Go ahead, Rick. You've got something to say. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dylan, brother. Yeah. So what I want to share is India, what Pritam shared in the other meeting we have. And Pritam sent me some beautiful pictures of, they just had a GPMS Delhi delegation meeting with perhaps 15 or 20, at least in some pictures, but they're all representatives. It is a divine delegation. And this is very impressive for them to physically been meeting there, and now they are venturing towards, I would say, the east of India as well. But I needed to bring this up because this also shows more of the structuring of GPMS and how it's building the momentum, and especially in a country like India with the huge population and so many in lack there. Our huge numbers are also going to come from there very quickly. And as a result of what Brother Pritam was sharing, it looks like many numbers to come in very shortly from India. And again, This is so beautiful to see. At the same time, Philippines, Lodi shared with us that more numbers are ready to come in there as well in the lease. So you can see this expanding GPMS very quickly with the consents and the agreements. And again, as I said, with the monetary external value on this right now, with every one and every child, every one that comes into this is adding a very insurmountable or no immeasurable amount of value as well. So not only do we have it intrinsically, we also have it extrinsically, which is making it a huge, very valuable nation in both ways, intrinsically and externally. So we are a very powerful universal nation right at this time. And I need to say, which is true, we are the most powerful nation upon the planet right at this time and getting bigger. And this gets it done for all of humanity. So Philippines coming great, India coming great, seeing some numbers pick up again in Canada, US, and the UK. Also, Uganda is coming into adding more consents. And, one of the things we're dealing with GPMS also is the internet, the accessibility to it. In the Philippines, Sister Lodi shared, that their internet is not right great there. So when they're trying to have meetings, the bandwidth or perhaps even the data, there's Brother Pridham coming now. So it's a little bit challenging, and this is slowing the numbers down a bit. Like also in Africa, if you will. And one of the great things that I believe Dylan is working with Wanderer, our GPMS member in Africa, is that, with some ideal good fundraising. So I mentioned in the other meeting that, Wanderer, he is a caretaker of a orphanage, and he has about 40 or 50 children, and it doesn't cost that much to feed these children, especially in Africa. And what we ideally will come up is hopefully with Dylan and Wanderer working on a unity of charities there that's able to do some fundraising for these children, where ones just donate to a fundraiser, if you will. And Dylan has in the past has connections there to Uganda as well. So it's a good fit, and I leave that, with them. But I wanted to share what this does. It frees up Wanderer's time, where the children's security is there, that they have food, that Wanderer don't have to be continuously on the internet begging for money. And that's keeping him preoccupied, because he wants to get out to the orphanages, give GPMS to the heads of the orphanages, and get the children consented this way as well. And, when we take Uganda, there is a lot of scammers in there, but there's also a lot of genuine ones. So it needed to be vetted, and Wanderer is the one boots on the ground to actually vet, the accredited, the genuine orphanages, and then they become part of GPMS. So this is a beautiful thing that can be set up. As I said in the other meeting, I don't have time to do these things, but others will be divinely oriented towards doing it. So this is a great thing, and we'll see how this progresses. Brother Pridham, come in. I wish to step back, and Brother Pridham can update us from India, the great work I mentioned, if you will, brother.
Welcome.
Hello, Pritam. You are just mute. Please unmute you.
It has come my turn now. Okay, so
Hi.
I didn't know.
Hello. Welcome. I am
Thank you.
so grateful that you are here. It's just amazing.
Thank you so much. All lovely sister or lovely brothers are here on this platform. GPMS is a vehicle, and we are GPMS, and GPMS is us, and nothing else is there that is higher than the GPMS. And once we come to acknowledge these things, then all those things, the old systems and all, that will be automatically collapse. So I have received from Intel source and uh, given the message that as being mentioned in our earlier meetings by our brother Rick also, uh, from 11 December to 15 December, something big, and some big means some kind of changes. The paradigm shift is going to happen. So as I received the message, 15, the Friday 15 is going to be the collapsing date of all the financial banking sectors and all is going to happen. So this has been said. So we are going to have another type of the financial system. So the devaluation of the money is going to be happen. 1:1 is going to be happen. All the stocks market is going to be collapsed, and they are trying to support the in terms of the liquidity, the backup things and all with the Bitcoin, because all the 14 banks of the America were already collapsed, and more banks are going to be collapsed soon. Also, this has been come from the Intel source. So the only thing left is our voices need to be raised. All the lovely brothers and sisters who ever residing in different locations upon the entire entire planet, all the beautiful souls needs to be united. We have to come to the unification process. As long as we have come to unification process, as long as our conscience come aligned and have raised the higher consciousness level, then we are able to achieve and direct connection with the higher source, the prime creator source. We are not disconnected from the higher or the prime connector source. We have been known, and it has been connected through every silver lining or silver code. We can say silver code. Silver code will be the right term. So we have already been connected. It is not that we are away from the recent technologies or the recent development. We were there, and we are not recognizing ourselves. We didn't try to acknowledge ourselves that we were living in the higher dimensions or 12D dimensions. Or we were there. Many have not never ever spoken about our past life also, as we can come across about these teachings and all. The legendary, the lady, the feminine lady, the Derelict Canon had already taught in her teaching methodologies, QHST program also, quantum hypnosis and healing technique also. She is a legendary, and her profound wisdom and the knowledge is being now recognized worldwide also. Up to the third level practitioner QSSD program is there. I was there in I took the session also, and in the last meeting also we had a couple of the hours back. I had told you or mentioned about the contact that I had with the higher source or the another species, the dimensions, the Pleiadians and all. It is a true fact that they are trying to send out some kind of the information. They want to transfer the technology, the knowledge, and the wisdom also. So few are chosen. It's not like I am qualified. I am just a learner and a beginner only. I have been trying to get acquainted with all my people over here in India, regardless of the very hard and worst situation happened in my hometown. I will be visiting my hometown, and the very good news is being received from my sisters over there, the Kiran Bella and team. They had visited 3 or 4 relief camp centers, and the many wonderful and awesome children also. They are going to give the consent very soon. Our consent numbers is going to improve dramatically, and the horizon is going to be a parabolic movement. and it's going to be a big time for all of us. So we, regardless of any caste, creed, gender, religion, or anything else, we should unite together. Love is the only thing that we can unite together and bound together to reach our higher consciousness level. Let us come out of these matrix systems. I'm not advising, I can't give advice to anyone. I give suggestion only. So let us bind together with this wonderful love, all the brothers and sisters. I love you all so much. So that thing happen. It is going to happen. We know that because in a family, brother will fight sister, sister will fight brother. It happens. But let us not take it from the heart. Let us exchange the brawl. Let us not fight. We are not enemies. We are united because of the beautiful souls only. This has to happen. Why it is happening means we love each other. That's why it is happening. We are not fighting with the enemies. We are fighting with our own families for the development, for the progress, to have the upliftment process, to broaden our horizons. We will fight because we are fighting for the good purpose only. We are not fighting intentionally from the heart and the mind or soul. So we are uniting together. I'm not like I'm good speaker in English. I've been trying to become acquainted how you speak the American accent or the British accent. Language should not be a problem. The way how we can express our emotions, our intuition, our feelings, and all that is important. Language should not be a problem. Communication is important. Regardless of any language we speak, that doesn't matter at all. Our heart has already been united. Our souls has been united. Let us bind together with this most wonderful creature, love. With love only, love is the only highest form of the frequency. Let us unite with this. And I love you all so much from my heart, from my soul, everything. Thank you so much, Sister Beatrice, and thank you so much, everyone, for having me on this call tonight. Thank you so much for giving me this time, brothers and sisters.
I can
Namaste.
tell you that I just was thinking to you before this meeting, and just I wanted also to share that all of us, we love you so much, and everything that you send to our newsletters is just amazing. And please continue, because when you succeed in India, you succeed for all of us, because you started to move also some groups from Canada right now that they try to make contact with me, even that they never accepted on the past, because they supported political parties in the past. And right now they see that the number is coming, and they know the potential of India, because India, it's not about having a small area where a lot of people can live, because these people, these great people from India, they will live in all earth, everywhere where they want. But India, it's about the number, and they know the power, and they know that they will have no choice than choose autonomy system when India choose autonomy system. So you are so important there. And believe me, I just was thinking to you before, so thank you so much to be here. And probably, I do not know how this happened. Probably you hear my thinking, and right now you are here. So thank you so much.
Much
Rick
love,
straight
my
up
friend.
manifested that. Rick
Much love,
straight
my
up
friend.
manifested it. That's incredible. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, backpacking off of what Rick said. Indeed, this is exactly what I've come here to do: is start programs like the Humanity Project, where we have already got it established, and I just want to integrate it into GPMS to the best of our ability. And that is a program to unify all humanitarian efforts under one cause, and to uplift them to the highest standard possible, to perfect orphanages, perfect the adoption system, things along those lines. Obviously these are things that people need. There's homelessness and mental health crisis, et cetera, going on in the world. We need all of this handled now. People need our relief now from all of that. So that's exactly what I'm trying to offer to GPMS here. That's what I've come to present, and I'm not going to stop chasing that goal of perfecting the world now, ever, without consent. You know, I don't need anybody's consent to strive for a better world. And I'm not going to wait for it. I'm not going to wait for humanity's consent because, like I said, I know that we've got humanity's consent to make a better world. We have it already, though I want to make sure that I'm re-establishing the fact that I do not want to take away from GPMS with any of this. The goal is to uplift GPMS always. We have to make sure that we are striving to get the consent of the people, that we are getting the consent of all people, that we're in line with all people, that we can get all people in line with GPMS. And that's what the systems that I've proposed is going to offer to GPMS and for GPMS and for the world. So hopefully we can continue this conversation in a more enlightened way. Let us stop attacking each other. As we've all mentioned, there's no need for it. I can assure you I'm not the agent here. You know, I can assure you I'm not part of the cabal. I'm not part of this system that you're trying to make me a part of. I want to create new. I have created new. I'm going to continue to create new, with or without the help of GPMS. But I definitely love GPMS's goal, their vision, their mentality. I love you guys. Y'all are awesome people. Y'all are beautiful people, beautiful souls. I see it so clearly. But I mean, like he said, sometimes brothers and sisters fight. You know, we're a family. It's a beautiful concept to be able to be free and open and truthful to each other. You know, it's just I truly believe it all boils down to miscommunication, and I think that we're going to get through it with ease. So let us work to and uplift GPMS in all ways, always.
Whatever happened in our group a couple of the days and all, please don't. This is my appeal to all you brothers and sisters. Please don't take it from the heart. These things will happen because in a family it happened and will happen also, because we are not targeting one another, we are targeting so that we should reach our goal in a timely way. That's why we are not fighting, we are having engagement of the brawl words to words exchange, but should not be taken in our hearts or in our mind. And we are doing a very wonderful and awesome job. All the beautiful souls are being united. This had been programmed earlier. Why we are uniting at this moment? We are the guardians. We are all together are the guardians. No one is above, no one is down. We are working together to lift the consciousness level. Nothing else. No one is above, no one is superior, no one is inferior. We are all equal human beings. There is no white, there is no black color. The color of the blood is only red. So we can't distinguish ourselves who are black, who are not black, or who are a different color or different races. We have been united. We had already been programmed earlier. We were there in our past lives. We are not trying to recognize this. So the moment when we have the kind of the gut feeling and intuition level, then we were family only. We have been born in a different physical forms, and our skin color and all, we have been divided. Nothing was there. Our souls have been united earlier only. So let us work in such a way. Only peace and love can unite together. Let's work in that way. Let's bring more conscience, because they don't know what the things going on around at the back door also. They don't know, because their mind had already been conditioned by the earlier system. They are living in the matrix system. We have been out. We are so so lucky, we should say in this way, that we have been out of the matrix system, and then let's bring alignment to reach our message to the unreached entire population over there in the different nations across the globe. So with that being said, thank you so much once again.
I have a question for you real quick. Are you saying that you want to bring us out of the metric system?
Yeah, we have been confined. We are living in the prison planet only. This was programmed earlier. This is a matrix system only. All the systems have been confined and conditioned. We should run this system. That's why education system was put in our system. Money was used as a tool only so that they can manipulate our mind. Last time I have given the short message also by the word politics also. Poly means many. Tics means blood sucking. parasites, even by the politics, blood-sucking parasites. By the word government also, it simply means govern means mind control, rule. Then ment means M-E-N-D-E, mentee. Mentee means what? Mind. So mind control. But we are not trying to recognize these kinds of these are the forbidden wisdom that will never be explained or never be found in our schoolings or colleges or universities levels. This is a high level thing that they don't want to teach these kinds of things, but the fact is it is. So I won't take much long time. My sister Emily also, she's waiting so anxiously. I love you, sister Emily, over there in the USA. Let's unite together. Let's have something big. Our history will be recorded in our Akashic records that will be known by the different generations down the line. So we are working not for us only. We are working for our future generations so that our children could live happily, peacefully in the new art system that we are creating together. Thank you so much for having me on this call.
Does anybody else have anything to say? Thank you so much. Pritam, is that how I pronounce that? Pritam? How do I pronounce that? You're muted. I think I said it right.
Just Pritam. Your brother Pritam from India.
Thank you
Namaste.
so much for adding your understanding and your energy to the Gpms.world. And I can feel in your heart just how real it is to you to get it into the hands of the people. I feel a deep internal need to vocalize something. And I think it is ever so important to accept that no one can silence us unless we allow ourselves to be silenced. And this mission has been, it has been an extremely difficult mission. I'm not going to pretend that it hasn't been difficult and hasn't had its challenges. It absolutely has. What I have done over the last 3 years is when people do not receive the Gpms.world, I move on to someone else that could potentially be open to receive the Gpms.world. I do not spend my time or my energy trying to convince anyone that Gpms.world is the solution. I focus on the people that know within themselves already. And if they were not ready, then I gave them the information, and then they have began their process of integrating and understanding what GPMS is for them. Okay, I just want it loud and clear that no one can silence me unless I allow them to silence me, that I am fully responsible for speaking up when people want me to be quiet. And, you know, that clash we were talking about earlier, I'm just not willing to back down from what Gpms.world truly is, because it is truly the liberation of every soul to self-govern themselves. And it is the natural laws that respects everyone's individual choices. I just respect other people's choices. I'm not here to bash people over the head and force them to do anything in Gpms.world. Everyone that volunteers in GPMS is here by their own free will, and they choose to serve Gpms.world in their own way. We don't define how people can do what they want to do for Gpms.world. People get to come up with their own conclusions and decisions on how they participate or engage in this mission. And I have spent a lot of time just being, because sometimes that's the most powerful place I can be, is to just be. and not engage with other energies or other people, and definitely not fight. It is my experience when I see people that want to fight, I detach. I just detach. I am not one to stay in any sort of energy that is going to continuously create this disharmony. I don't consent to that for myself, and I'm sure there are a lot of other people that don't also, but I can't speak for them. I hope to see us all be able to cooperate and work together to get the message of Gpms.world into the hands of the people, because that is still my number one priority in this mission. I'm still in phase 1, getting the information to the people. And everybody outside of me is capable of doing it their way. They are allowed to do it their way. Thank you all for being here. And, I'm not afraid to admit that I'm the problem. And if I'm the problem, I can go and fix myself. Like I've been doing for a long time. I can focus on myself. Love and light.
Go ahead, Dulma. You got something to say?
Your mic is.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. We're trying to make this work. I'd like to share an analogy because the energy.
Oh, so sorry, brother. Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. It just cut off the.
This is the pen. This is the post. The pen is mightier than the sword. We already know this. We are in the energy of knowledge. We know the pen is mightier than the sword. And through the process of the pen, we can ground out our argument. This is GPMS. Grounded in the 5th dimension, the dimension of knowledge of all things. The library of self and knowledge of everything is inside you. It's in your DNA. GPMS is a turtle in a sea of space. Earth in a sea of space. With the intention to ground with the post back, the pen. The problem is, for the past several thousand years on this earth, the pen has been capped with capitalism. And capitalism is cannibalism. So GPMS cannot dock with the post back because the cap of capitalism, i.e., aka the Bar Association, is preventing it. The UPU is the pen. It is congruent with the pen. It is congruent, grounded through syntax. Syntax is math. Sin is son. The Father has paid the tax. living men and women do not pay taxes. Taxes are for the dead world. Taxes are for the fiction. The pen is mightier than the sword. And all language is grounded out through syntax, thus ending all arguments. So when GPMS is ready to become congruent with the post fact, post means already. When GPMS is ready to come to the table of the sheriff coroner's office, of the sheriff coroner's well, which decides living from dead, then they will have congruency to their banking process through the pen with the syntax fact. This is required. GPMS is free and it carries the divine law, but it is not grounded with the post fact on this earth. The UPU is, and it is the son that holds the post, or rather the mother that holds the post. The matrix is in representation of the womb of God, and mankind exists inside the matrix. We're not here to kill the ego. We're here to learn from the ego and temper the ego. We temper our egos through unconditional love. The best medicine is breath work and meditation, grounded in Mother Nature. Grounded. You'll heal any disease, any problem, any dysfunction. Become congruent with the fact, Mother, natural law, nature's law. Nurture thyself with nature. Syntax is the fact. Our words, our treaties must be congruent with the fact if we want unlimitedness that already is. So the value of GPMS in the multiples of trillions, really, it's limitless. There's not a number for it. But it's in the trillions currently because it's ungrounded with the post fact. The post fact, which is the UPU, headed up by Mark Kishon Christopher with the sheriff coroners, and all parties to it are grounded with the fact. And they're here to assist. GPMS has entered the well of the sheriff coroner's court of the Universal Postal Union, and it is being heard. So if there's any men or women who wish to educate thyself, the UPU could use your help. What is required is your devotion to nature's law. Natural law. Syndicates are not natural law. Syndicates are synthetics of it. And it goes way back for thousands of years. These are patterns. Patterns in the field to draw people away into compartmentalization. And through compartmentalization, they trap the people. Humans are animals by the syntax fact. The sun is likened unto a filter that filters out all the synthetics, all of the fakery, all of the illusion. The sun is a portal. And that's right. Grounded in the heart. Grounded through your soul. Grounded with Mother Earth. If you're wearing your shoes on the ground, you're ungrounded, typically. If you take them off and put your epidermis on the dirt, you'll notice that your health problems will dissolve and go away. This is nature. Man is intrinsically limitless. Thank you.
Just, well, I should say, just wow, brother. So powerful wisdom you're sharing to us. Just wow. Much gratitude to you, brother. Much love and light to you, bro. Namaste.
Yeah, and also Marcus, he answered to what I wanted to say, because I understand when he's saying syntax is practically part of the actual system and cannot be bring forward on the fifth dimension, that it is GPMS is not like that. It should be in another way. But also Rick, he's speaking all the time about ascension. And we have, the consciousness, we are here, but we may have also different level of understanding and everything. So Rick is also master on ascension, and he may help a lot. And he's already helping a lot, all of us. And he may help a lot on this situation. And probably after this help that can be done, also not we, because it seems that we are all the same, but also Dylan will start to see what we are speaking, because he's saying we understand you, but in reality, he does not understand us, because if he understands us, he cannot bring forward as models, for example, syndicates. But he had no idea about that until Marcus spoke today. So when we try to say that inside of the contributor account, he was not able to understand us. So right now we can see then, as also Pritam is saying, we are brother and sister, and practically we just need to start to understand each other. And this is coming also with ascension, because without ascension, we cannot be on the fifth dimension, and without ascension, we cannot have GPMS. This is coming down when Emily is saying vetting process is like, are you able to see GPMS when you come to contribute? Because if you are not able to see GPMS, even that your intent is there and it is a good one, you still cannot see GPMS, and practically you cannot contribute. But with the ascension process, this may come. So first of all, thank you, Dylan, because you are here today. I expected you also last week. And I want also to hear a little bit, Rick Jewers, about ascension process and how we can understand things only after a short period of time when the people are coming inside of GPMS.
So, firstly, I want to clarify to everyone that I do deeply understand what y'all are saying. I comprehend what GPMS is so deeply, and I comprehend what Marcus is saying, that syndicate is not in line with GPMS, is what he's claiming, in the higher world, the 5D, the ascension, etc. That's his claim, and I comprehend it, and I'm okay with that perception if he wants to have it. And my perception says very clearly that I'm not worried about the old world. I'm not in line with the old world in any way, shape, or form. All of those words, they're made up vibrations, they're made up nonsense. Everything about it is just fictional, as Marcus keeps pointing out very clearly. He clearly points out on multiple occasions that all of these entities are just fictional. It's all just made up. It's pointless to continue to talk about such a thing as syndicate being the wrong word. counsel being the wrong word, because it doesn't make sense. It's not in line with GPMS to say that those words are wrong, because all things can be good if we make them good. That's the goal, is to ascend past that level. We have to move past all of that. But also, I wanted to clarify that am I've understood the call to build outside of GPMS long ago, and I began doing so because of that call. And I respected it entirely, and I did my best to align with everything that we all talked about, and that Rick and I discussed in private on multiple occasions to clarify all of this, because I feel that Rick is the founder of this program. He has final say as far as it goes, even though we're all equals here. That's not necessarily what's been presented,
Okay,
because of the fact that it basically.
Dylan, just a little bit. So we are all together, and you can see that we had practically the same reaction, just because we are all together as mind. You saw that already. This means that we are united on something, and this is just amazing for us. And practically nothing was able to dissolve this union. This is amazing. Even if this was done like a test for us, wow, we can show to the world that we are far away. We are united. Right now, if you come with good intention, and I believe that, then to put on GPMS table something, for sure you'll be here. This is 100%. And even that something it's not exactly appropriate to happen inside of GPMS, this may be a lot of help to happen outside of GPMS, but practically with GPMS help, but practically also keeping GPMS integrity. When I told you that I was there to help, you were not able to understand me at the time. Thank you to be here today, because right now you can see I was on your side. I was not against you. And practically from everything that you will say, we'll start to pick up the information, and we will see how this can be done in a way to keep GPMS integrity, and also at the same time to start something to happen even outside of GPMS, as I said, but practically making advertising inside of GPMS, as for example, companies or something like that help GPMS. Practically, you can be able to attract the people, and they will be not going to work to another employer or something like. They will enter on the partnership that I understand. It's also equality. So it's, how can I say, I have all good intent. And you can see right now that practically I'm also here, and all of us, we are here to hear what you want to say, to bring to the table. And after we are able to see exactly the information, we'll think how this can be done. So you are not rejected. Do not understand that you are rejected, and after that to come with an attitude, and after that we start to practically to lose ourselves on this situation. Do not understand that you are rejected. We just try to pick up the information from you. We put the information there, and after that we switch the information to see how this can be done, in order to achieve all our goals. It's nothing else.
And one thing is very sure, I would love to appreciate my brother Dylan. Brother Dylan, you have a very amazing challenge, and we are trying to align with the system. It doesn't mean that you are not aligned. You had already been aligned. You didn't notice that you didn't align it. You have a very powerful and amazing talent. We'll work together accordingly, and let's sort it out. You won't know yourself. You have a very amazing talent. We truly appreciate you. However, we need to have some kind of the alignment. It is not existing the frequency. That is kind of the miscommunication is happening, and it should be like acceptable to every guardians. You are one of the guardians. It isn't that there are few guardians. Whoever being part of this family, we are all guardians working together, and we'll bring it out your most talent you are possessing. God has gifted you such a wonderful and amazing talent to you, brother. Definitely will sort it out how it should work. And all those companies or all those what to say, the capitalist mindset and all, they will be automatically aligned in our system. It is not aligning at this moment, but automatically we are the magnet to them. And let us not think that we are magnet to them. We have been the magnet, automatically they will come in the GPMS, because once the system allows it, and we have been allowing to everyone, no one would be left behind in becoming the GPMS family. Brother, I'm very sure you have a very amazing talent, and I'm truly inspired of your talent. We'll utilize it properly, bro. Thank you so much. To you, brother Lee or brother Duma.
What I wish to say, and this is very, very important, that we are the ones that actually give the definitions to the words. And a lot of this is already beginning to occur as we go forward. So any word that is spoken, what we need to look at is what is the intent behind it. So if we use words that others don't agree with, it's important not to think that this is spells, because you need to look at what has been introduced where ones say with words are spells. But if you begin to see that separate you, then you know that just by thinking that words is spells, that it's an actual spell itself. So you don't want anything to separate. And we know this when we're trying with certain things on the website, with certain words, trying to accommodate a little bit of the community. But the truth is, you cannot accommodate all with trying to use what ones think are proper words, because that is the trick of the whole spelling thing, to cause confusion, complexion, and separation. So what I suggest is for ones, don't be so meticulous with one's use of their vocabulary. It is the intent that is behind it, which is not nefarious. So we can let that not be a restriction with this. It's important to be conscientious of the word you use and meticulous. But if someone uses a word that doesn't resonate with you, don't look at the word, look at the intent, and don't take it to heart to cause separation and conflict and disharmony, because the overall, it is one big spell with that to separate. What I wish to say, and this is in relation to what Emily said a little bit earlier. We do, if you will, discriminate between good and bad behavior, what is acceptable. So we do this, and we have to do this. So that it needs to be made very clear. We are not, and I've said in the Europe meeting, I am not putting up with unacceptable behavior like fighting in the groups. I will just take ones out if they don't listen. Someone has to maintain a divine order. This is not ad hoc. Ideally, everyone maintains their own order. But when someone begins to create disharmony, and if it continues to grow and grow, that is not a good thing. So if someone has to be the mediator and step in, that's what needs to happen. But as Brother Pridham is saying, it's all part of the process, because you have so many different perspectives, and what we're trying to do is make it all compatible. So it's reasonable to know that, yes, at times there are little conflicts, but as Brother Pridham has said, we harmonize it all. It's part of the process. So don't get hung up on it, is what we're saying. And yes, we are examples. We are peers. So if you have fighting in your GPMS team groups, you're not being a very good example at all. You're just being like the old, what we're trying to get rid of. That's not a good presentation. So I request again, everyone, check yourself with your order, and we understand everyone may have certain little triggers yet and activations, but be prudent to yourself and with your self-discipline, and please act in moral capacity for the good for all, and recognize that. So yeah, I'm done with that. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know I was unmuted. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in, Dualma, if you don't mind, real quick. My phone died. I want to suggest, Dylan, I have openly admitted that I do not understand what you're proposing. I've read it, but I don't understand how myself as a volunteer is going to get paid for volunteering. And I've got to be honest. I'm going to be honest because I stay true to myself. I feel like there is a potential for attracting ones with a lower intention by saying we're going to start paying people, because so far we've only attracted people that have made the choice within themselves to be a volunteer. None of us have ever gotten paid for any of the things we've ever done. And so thank you for understanding that I don't understand how that plays a part in the GPMS. If it's coming from the people of Gpms.world, I understand that. If it's coming from us, I can understand that. If it's coming from something outside of us, I'm really struggling to cram it into the Gpms.world. Thank you for understanding that that's where my struggle is at. Yes, Rick, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, so what I suggest, Emily, you set with Dylan and I in a meeting in the future, so we don't need to have this here. We can speak about this, if you will.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much. That is about the best thing to do. With that, is what I suggest, if everyone agrees. Thank you.
That sounds really good. Dualma, you were next. Okay. I'll go.
Brother,
Your hand was raised.
Yeah. Brother Dulma,
My mic was muted. My mic was muted.
no. Brother Dulma, he raised his hand up.
Your mic is unmuted, so go ahead.
Okay, your hand was raised first, so that's what we were all kind of waiting on. But that's fine. I can go ahead. So essentially, I wanted to point out that what I've created is not capitalism at all. It's definitely not capitalism. It is the opposite of capitalism. It's a social economic system is what it is. And it is designed to, like Emily's asking, pay people for their voluntary time in society, and even pay people to be educated and things along those lines. It goes very, very deep, the details of this economic system, and that's not something I'm going to get into, but it is extraordinary how deep that goes. But I mean, we do need to begin paying some people in this lower vibration to get some things accomplished within this organization to boost it. There are things that we don't need them to be a part of GPMS in full understanding and even consent or anything along those lines to hire them to take on a task force that we're not capable of doing.
Dylan, may I kindly divinely interrupt again? Let's leave this for the meeting you and I and Emily will have, please.
Sure. So
thank you.
yes, what I wanted to say though was that all of this has led to people leaving that are capable of doing things like Rick mentioned earlier, the internet situation. You know, that's a big deal. We just had a guy who's solely working on the internet. That's his whole life goal, is to give the people free internet that's perfect. And he just left this organization, if that's what we're going to call it, whatever we want to call it, because of what's happening here. And it wasn't because of what I did. He explained very clearly it was because of what the guardians that have been battling what's going on here have been doing.
So
And it's
Dylan, it was even not a fight. He just asked. He saw no action.
Nick talked to me in private. Nick talked to me in private about it all. I know why Nick left.
Yeah, so he asked why we are not sending emails. I just answered what it was GPMS decision. It was not a fight. It was not my decision. I just explained nothing else. Then practically,
yes, I saw what had happened, but
yeah, so
it was because of what was happening between us, between all of us, that we were not trying to be in line.
Yeah, so Dylan, practically there he detached, but practically I was the messenger. How can I say? If you send, you know, like a bird with something on attached to her, don't shoot the bird, because the bird, it's only the messenger, has nothing to do, nothing else. Just you ask something, I was so nice to answer, and from there I received like. I said, okay.
But that it went a lot further than that. Why Nick left, for sure. You know, it wasn't just the email thing. It was that we're all sitting around talking about consents and so on and so forth, and we're not taking real actions to get them consents in the best ways that we can.
I have to divinely interrupt. No one has any right to speak for Nick. He is not here to speak for himself.
Yeah, this is true. And practically when we are all the time accused that we are not in action here.
I'm not talking about Nick here. I'm not talking about Nick here. Can I please speak? I have been interrupted every time I've tried to speak. Can I please speak? I need to be able to speak here. I have not been able to get my message across once. It's not fair. It's not fair. I sit and I allow y'all to speak, and I sit back and I've allowed y'all to take on everything y'all want to say to me. I need to be able to get my voice out there.
You got the floor, brother. Speak. Don't waste time arguing.
There was 5 people this week. There was 5 people that left within these past couple of weeks because of what's been going on here. And they have clarified very muchly that it was because I was being silenced, because I was being dictated, because we are not taking enough real actions in this organization, such as, sorry, something's happening around me, such as marketing, for instance. We're acting like marketing is a bad word whenever marketing is a beautiful concept for something like GPMS. It's something that has to happen, something that we have to make happen at unprecedented rates to the highest extent possible in the greatest ways possible. And this is not something that we can get around. And yet it's been totally demonized. So, I mean, what are we going to do about people not being allowed to build within GPMS? We're saying that this is a place to build. We're saying that it's going to be built organically, and then we're demonizing building it. We're demonizing the marketing scheme that needs to happen, for instance. That's just a small example of it.
We have already sent our big hugs to the sister Emily and the brother Dylan too. So let's proceed with being said by our Rick. Let's proceed with how GPMS should work to the next level. That will be the better suggestion. Let's forget about them. Let's about all those happenings and all. We have already given our big hugs to you, far from India to you. Big hugs, big love to you. Let's proceed further with with our GPMS. Let's broaden our horizons.
Thank you, brother.
Exactly. He is so amazing. I love you, Pritam. I love you.
If I may, I have something to say, but Dulama, brother, you still got your hand up. Did you have something to say before I began to address what Dylan has said and expand upon it for more clarity? Did you have your hand up or did you forget to take it down?
Go ahead and say what you need to speak, and I'll speak when you're finished. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. So getting, let's say with the, you mentioned Dylan marketing there. GPMS to certain degrees have looked at this in the past, and what we do with it to make this very clear that any individual that feels marketing should be done, collect your group that wants to do it and do it. For example, there's ones that have made stickers. There are ones that made Serg had a huge billboard sticker on his truck. Brother Pritam in Delhi just sent me photos today of the huge banners. We have them. So these are all marketing, but it's done by the individuals. It's not the job of GPMS fully. So all you do is you don't fight. You come together, work with the best ideas to do that, and that is fine. Now, as for a thing with where 5 left, let's say last week, uh, if they're able to leave, the way we look at it is they're not ready to be in GPMS, that they have their own inner work to do yet, and they have their own issues. If they're able to be ejected away from something that is for all of the people, it doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that they have some other insights, some things to look at. So what we don't do, with GPMS, ones come and go. But what I need to say, very, very few leave, but many come. So after a while, and I think Emily pointed out, ones will leave, but they will come back when they're in more alignment with it. It doesn't matter what the reasons is, and we don't panic or go into frantic because 100 leaves, because we have with full conviction what GPMS is. So this is a non it is a non-point, and it's with these individuals, it's their choice to leave if they wish. It's nothing with us. So it's not personal. And, with these things, when ones also, if they jump to conclusions, and again, what Beatrice had said, by ones not being fully informed, then they will tend to, it was human nature to develop preconceived notions and to draw conclusions without having all of the information. But that is also a part of the consciousness process, what is occurring now, so that ones advance out of it. So through the experience of, let's say, one leaving, then later GPMS may come back up in their field and they'll come back in, because it's also a consciousness evolution which is occurring upon the planet. So these are perfectly normal things, and we don't negate the minds that saying someone is leaving. You can if you wish, but what I'm saying is the higher way to look at it. We keep our focus on the unity, not the separation. Yes, little separations will occur, but don't put any focus on it and don't energize it. What I suggest, don't keep repeating and regurgitating it. It doesn't have the overall unified benefit, and we don't need these little negative things going forward. It causes
Exactly. That's exactly what
Okay.
I'm talking about, Rick. I'm talking about the dual talk that's happening here that's causing these people to leave, not that they're leaving. They can leave if they want to. That's okay. I understand that we have a greater vision than them and so on, that we are going to be capable of accomplishing this regardless. I know that very deeply. But the issue is there's dual talk going on that's making them like, I don't even want to be a part of this, because in one instance, marketing is demonized, and in the
Yeah,
next
but
instance,
no, no, no,
we're
no.
marketing.
But here's what I'm saying. The issue is with them. If they see an issue here, it's with them. It's not with us what we're doing. This is part of what we call the inner work, what they need to realize, and it's part of their individual process. We know what it is and identify with it, and it's fine because it's part of their process. We don't have an issue with someone leaving. They may
So
have an
you
issue
wouldn't rather
that
them
causes
stay?
them. Pardon?
You wouldn't rather them stay?
No, see, if they're able to leave, then it means they're not ready to be here with it because
Or it
it'll
could mean
cause
that we're pushing them
distortion.
away. It could mean
We're
that we're
not
pushing them
pushing
away.
them away. That is your perception. As we just said, look at the numbers. When you look at the numbers of GPMS, are they decreasing or are they rising?
I saw the numbers that I've seen this week and over these 2 weeks decreasing. That's what I've seen. And that's not a good thing to me. That's not okay with me. And I'm okay with whatever y'all want to do in GPMS. It's going to happen the way it happens. But in my opinion, it's the better goal to get them to stay, to get them to want to stay, to get them to want to attune to a higher person and a higher self within GPMS with GPMS. And I think that's possible. I think it's more than possible to not have anybody leave and to only have unity and justice and proper prosperity going on within GPMS to where they'll want to stay, to where they'll have initiative to stay. Even.
Right at this point, you cannot accommodate all perspectives. And if you try to focus on accommodating one or five, then you're distracted from the whole priority. So it's nonsensical to have an issue with anyone leaving. You respect their choices and you let them go. And you do not let that hamper nor hinder your forward priority of collecting those that are ready to come in and stay. So the issue is with them. And if you see it, that is your issue with it. It's not ours, and it's not our focus, and it's not our goal. And that is fine. You know, if you saw a few leave, well, that is for you to see. And you say, well, there's something wrong with this. So what you do is you go into your rationalization process and see if you can assist them or point out something that maybe is wrong that could be bettered. But you don't
That's what I'm
focus
trying to
on.
do, though, Rick. I'm trying to point out something that can be bettered here, especially the dual talk. All I'm getting from the talk out of this is negativity.
All right,
Everything is being put down.
Please define dual talk. What is your definition of dual talk? So we have an understanding what you're speaking about.
We mentioned this is I'm going to use the same exact example. Marketing is the perfect example because we mentioned marketing and everybody went nuts. They went nuts, Rick. It wasn't a subtle thing. The people went nuts. And it's not okay because marketing is not only necessary, it's a good thing for GPMS. And they spoke about it as it was just pure negative. And those people are in this room right now, all of them. And it's not okay for us to do that, to say no, marketing is not okay, it's not acceptable, it's not anything along those lines, and then we're marketing all along.
Dylan, as I said, when we began, we've always did some form of marketing. So I don't see where you are being offended by someone demonizing this. And what I'm doing right at this moment, I'm clearing the table of this because what I said earlier, that each one markets your own way. So that is acceptable. So don't dwell on the past, only look for your solutions going forward. So it might have been your perception your perspective that it was demonized, but one might have been coming from another perspective. But what you do is don't fight and don't keep bringing up the problem, bring up the solution. And this
So
is
the
what
solution is open-minded understanding between all of us. We have to stop trying to demonize specific words. We have to rise above that. We have to begin open-mindedly hearing each other out and stop trying to interrupt each other, stop trying to demonize each other, and be one like we're supposed to, like Rick's suggesting, like I'm suggesting. Please, I'm begging us.
Well, to facilitate, this is why you, I, and Emily are going to have a private meeting so we get this reconciled. All right? So that gets that off of the table. So I'm good for now. Thank you.
Dylan, regarding the marketing or promotion, does not matter the wording, you know. You probably you saw about online army. The online army means that practically each individual can have his own account and can share GPMS. And this is free. The online army, if starts tomorrow to have like, I'm not saying 70,000 people, I'm saying only 10,000 people or 20,000 people to start to share tomorrow for free. So practically no money generated from nowhere and they are paying nothing. They just click on Telegram and they just click on Facebook, click for free on Instagram and everywhere else. And they share GPMS tomorrow. I'm telling you, this will bring street events for GPMS, and from there we expand. And this is free. And this was the reason that this was, how can I say, this was put outside of the promotion. Because this one, by my freedom fighter experience, can bring the people to the street. And from there, with peaceful movement, we can attract a lot of other people and attract a lot of groups. And also what it is a good strategy to attract groups and everything. For example, if something happens in India. So Pritam here, he's not a leader only. He's a key leader in this world. Because if India starts to gather, how can I tell you? The world will start to change the idea. And they will start to see GPMS. So this is coming with no money involved. This is practically coming that we do not need even to put effort. Even somebody from example, when someone generates the, how can I say, started to generate the profit, the promotion. So the people will have, for example, 100 people that tomorrow, they will start only to work on promotion online. It's like just to make a video about GPMS, you know, speaking and everything. And this will be after that with the help of the IT translated. The other people that are involved in GPMS, everything that they need to do is just to go to the account, to pick up on their language, the promotion, and just to share. We create online army. You were not here when I said that, because this, when I started to think how to do that with no money, marketing with no money. So practically this was, so I started to say that around 1 year ago, and I tried to bring the people minimum to start to make translation, but it's very hard to have all translated. And when Daniel said that he has also the app that practically we can come together and we can speak our language, and this will be translated in the other language. So practically we will have not the language barrier. I'm telling you, we can come with a lot of experts from there. And when the experts are coming, the money for the promotion or marketing go down. because everyone will have like $20 in Canada or in the United States to pay for something like that and to start to share GPMS. This will be not a real problem. And we can also invent, I have also some stuff, it's like a band, then you can attach on the wall a lot of things. And this is transparent. And practically, this is only, for example, in Canada, it's only in the United States, for example, it's about $5 or $6. And this is a lot. You can share with your neighbor even. So practically, this is coming down to a fraction of cents. Then from there, you can create from a paper, you know, GPMS and everything, and you attach, because it's transparent, you attach on the car or you attach on you or something. So it's like I have on my mind type of promotion. These two were only few examples. I have on my mind type
Beautiful,
of
Beatrice.
promotion for free.
Beautiful.
And this is coming down for marketing, for example. If you are able to generate, so when I'm saying if something cannot happen inside of GPMS and something may happen outside, it's not putting you outside. You need to understand that very well. You are linked with GPMS because it will be promotion for you, for the people to go to you. But this means that we do not force.
See, that's more dual talk right there, though, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Is in one moment I'm getting told I'm going to be able to promote inside of GPMS, et cetera,
Okay,
et cetera.
yes,
and then in
yes.
the next moment, I'm saying everybody's like, no more than GPMS.
No,
Anything
no.
that doesn't say GPMS is not
Yes,
okay.
I
No.
do understand both. I do understand both. Practically right now, think a little bit. GPMS is here because it's just growing, you know. And Dylan with his idea, it's here. You are not outside. So we promote you inside of GPMS, then the people here, you do not need to work for the people to gather because you have the people here. Then you attract the people from here. You are just outside that practically GPMS integrity, it's okay. You do not need to work for that. And practically the people that they want to do this model that you expose and everything, they will start to generate money and they will invest in GPMS, not necessarily on the marketing because they can promote GPMS by themselves for free. And they can have also money for themselves. And to enter with the money for GPMS, for example, to pay, we depend how many IT we can attract. Because if we can attract IT that they have already companies, they cannot, for example, I'm freedom fighters for years, they can start to work on my accounts, Telegram accounts, Facebook accounts to give me people inside by sorted by my, how can I say, inside of organically grown, so practically that they have something that they are looking for human rights, they are looking for money or system, you know. So practically they will be able to grow my audience. Then when I share something, I will be able to attract more. Then the people are coming inside of GPMS. GPMS is doing the job to keep his integrity and to gather people to function. You are just here. The promotion for all the companies, not only you, that supports GPMS, come inside of GPMS, that practically GPMS also become, is like, you know, these people support us or they have this idea. Then the people from there, they choose. I choose number one, I choose number two, I choose, but this is by their choice outside until GPMS may happen. I try to explain that I'm not so good maybe in writing, to type quickly and when three people believe that I'm against them, but practically I just try to be the messenger or something. So
just so you know, Beatrice, this is exactly what I'm saying too. I'm totally in line with you. This is what I've been promoting also. I'm not trying to jump in or take over GPMS or anything like that.
So again, when I am saying you do not need to come and to send the information 10 times. because I saw the information. The problem is that we need a round table where we process the information. This is extremely different. And from the process of the information, we'll see how to switch in order to have the gain. And for me, it's, how can I tell you, it's GPMS, how I know GPMS at this time. If I want to write down some pages for administration, is probably from a couple of hours until 1 day maximum. In 24 hours, everybody can have my opinion on. So we have not, how can I say, we do not need to spend the time there. Everything that we need to spend is how Lee and Rick are saying right now, working groups. But working groups inside of GPMS with this kind of idea will go a little bit outside. Then practically the people inside of GPMS that will work on this parallel solution will pick up the information and will fix what has to be done. This is the reason that we are saying nothing less than GPMS, because the integrity of GPMS and everything that GPMS express, it's above to any kind of interaction with the system. But if we need still to interact with the system to pick up the money, I do understand you, then we can do that, but outside. But this does not mean that you are outside of GPMS. You can be part of the administration if you want. And you pick up the people inside from GPMS, but just will be working in another way. So imagine, for example, because your mind is very well set up in also in business. Imagine that you have a company, but practically it's saying the activity of this company is this one. It is better to create another one, and we can link somehow them, or we keep them separated, you know. But practically, how can I say, it is not a problem. You are not separated from the business, from the whole business. You are just making different things in order to attract what you want and to come with the final goal. So nobody was against for the money to happen, was against for the money to happen like inside of GPMS, because GPMS is not about that. But practically you can come, as I told you, a little bit outside, but this does not mean that you are outside practically. You are just outside physically until the inception of GPMS, but practically you are also part of GPMS. And you do not need to work to gather other people, because you'll have people from here. Because practically your work is to support the people with money for living, then the people will have the time to expand GPMS. So you deserve to pick up the people from there. I do understand you. I tried to tell you that. Was not possible. And you said, I'm a fool. Okay. You know, from genius to fool, probably it's even not a huge distance. And I'm telling you, I'm not at all a fool. As you can see,
I understand.
I was probably the one that I was able to understand something from everything that you said, and to try to pick up the information and to move you in a place where you can operate. This is all about.
Can I please clarify something with you, Beatrice?
Sure.
The only thing that I saw an issue with you and I is the division that occurred, because I felt like I was being silenced by you. I felt like everything that I was doing, you were not only coming back with a negative comment about it, but then it would, for instance, I created one of the portals in the hub, the administration hub, and it was deleted, immediately deleted.
Not there. It's not there. That has to be. Will be placed outside. We'll create something outside. We'll be working to create
I
something
thought that's
outside.
that's what those little individual hubs are supposed to be for. That's the outside work that we were talking about.
No, I will tell you why. I will tell you why. For example, when we interact and you gather the money here, we interact with the corporation of Canada, the United States, and other corporation. They will come after you to see what you are doing because the money are there. They do not need to come to GPMS. You understand me?
Yes, I definitely have a separate entity to handle that issue, just so y'all know it's already all set up.
So I am setting here protection. It's exactly how trust law is working for protecting you, do not have other kind of problems.
Trust law is what it'll all be under and things like that. Yes.
And trust law, it's practically, as Marcus is saying, I do understand very well. Marcus is saying practically that postal code that's giving you the possibility to fly towards the natural law. It's like a gate. Trust law is still inside of the actual system. Then when we operate inside of the actual system, we place in another entity because this entity will be catched by the government because this entity interact with the government and everything with the corporation. Is practically working to another employer. And then you come here and you build. I can speak with you more. This is not a problem. Probably it's even not the place here. But I understood. And practically, how can I say, it's only to understand the business or the type of the business or everything that you want in detail. I had no time for that. But if we agree that we can start something practically outside, practically there I have to spend my time to see exactly what it is there and how can we come in such nature that we do not spend a lot of time because you'll need time for GPMS. But this is another discussion. I do not know, you disappear or you just close or it is the Zoom room that closed the camera. Yeah. So, but this is another discussion. This has practically even not, how can I say, this is not on the Contributors North America meeting. This is outside. And when I place you outside, don't be like I am outside. I put myself outside if tomorrow I will develop a business. Practically just giving me another view, for example, the way to live, to earn money, to still work for GPMS. So you are not outside. I'm not putting you outside in zero. Everything that I'm judging is just to bring everything in such a way that this can be really helpful and you are not even outside.
So it's at, if I may say, it's at an arm's length relationship, if you will, if you're familiar with that term in law, and so simply. Thank you. I soon may need to go, but I see you got quite a queue up there. And I'll wait till the others are done, and then I do have something to say, and then I'm going to go shortly, and we're going to have something to eat. So I'll wait. Thank you.
Let me, before my sister Emily and brother Donna, I just want to take 30 seconds to add a kind of supplement. Like as my sister said, Beatrice, for India, I'm working in this way. I'm thinking that I'm not the leader, and many are thinking that I am the leader. I don't want many followers. I just want to create many leaders. I can have unlimited followers, the entire all over India. I don't want followers. I want to create many leaders so that they can handle the situation as per time comes. And
no, Pritam, you are the key leader, because key leader in the fifth dimension is exactly what you describe. So you are a key leader.
Thank you
This is the definition, the true definition in the fifth dimension. It's exactly what you describe.
Right. And all might be knowing or not knowing me also. Inside the GPMS, there is no limited at all. Everything is unlimited. Likewise with the GPMS, many might be noticing this also. I want to mention this. Similar project is also going on. The name of the project is Life Force. Inside that Life Force, it is run by a lady that concentrates entirely only the projects. Unlimited funding is also there.
the Pandora box is also going to be open. The name of the lady is also, as brother Rick knows, Kim Ann Gogan. Have you ever heard about her name, Kim Ann Gogan? She is the next successor of the Mark Duke. We have been controlled by the Mark Duke. After Mark Duke, she's a Russian lady and she's Kim Ann Gogan. Everything that inside that Pandora box, Thomas treasure is there. Is going to open very soon also, that one also, for the entire human civilization. However, inside the GPMS, as we compare, it is above that. In that life force, it is entirely focused on the projects only for the humanity cause. In our GPMS, we have abundance of wealth, happiness, love, peace. So life force is here, GPMS is here. So the name of that trust they are going to open very, very soon for the humanity cause is, as you might be knowing, brother Rick also knows, the name of that trust is World Mana Trust. World Mana Trust, it's going, unlimited money is there in the form of the energy, and the entire banking system is also being implemented by the name Alpha system. The CBDC is going to be over very soon because it has been opposed by different countries. So next approval depends upon us what type of the currency that should be the base currency. So we are hoping for the best. So unlimited money is there. So brother Dylan, I was also trained for the marketing section, as you just mentioned. I know how to run the different scenarios of the affiliate marketing and all. I have different kind of those steps and how to do the automation program through the Zapier, systemic IO and all, how to set up the landing pages and all. Now I'm focusing on the not only AI, I'm focusing on the generative AI, as you have noticed. Even the Google also had launched the Gemini program also. Is going to supersede the ChatGPT programs and all. So different scenarios, and I'm focusing to the data science projects, everything, the machine learning programs and all is going to be completed. I want all the entire public to become acquainted with kind of this technology also, so that we should use it productively. So marketing should not be a problem. We are not talking about the business concept and unlimited funding is there. Mark my words, unlimited funding is there, brother. We don't need to worry about the money, the paper money, the thin air money that have been keep on printing, keep on printing, keep on printing. We are the money, brother. We are the money, not the paper money or fiat currency money. We are itself. Money itself is an energy. We are a highly resource energy, brother. That's it. What can I say? If you can familiarize with my high vibes with you, brother Dylan, please you just have
I feel it so
you
deeply.
just try to have such kind of a meditation and think about it. Just ask to the higher souls why I had been born on this planet. What was my mission? Let me complete my mission. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Don't think about it. My future will be this, my future will be that. No, no, brother. We are just trying to finish our schooling system over here in this planet to complete our incomplete education, to experience ourselves on this planet. We are higher beings from earlier time, brother. So don't worry about paper money, fiat currency exchange. We are the money itself. We have unlimited supply, wealth, health, happiness, love, everything is here in the GPMS. Feel it from your heart. Synchronize it. Heart, soul, your physical entity, synchronize it. Feel the harmonic. Try to reach the higher self. Brother, you'll feel at the moment, oh, I'm so blessed to complete my incomplete education over here on this planet Earth. Then send out those messages. The system don't want us to unite. That is the only factor. They don't want to unite because they knew that after unification, they can't do anything. They don't want us to unite. So why we should be separated? We have been united earlier. They don't want to unite on this so that they can control our minds. They use soul trap devices, brother. Please know this. They use soul trap. They can trap our soul energy. They will convert it into the physical form, as being said by Einstein. E equal to mc squared. Energy can be converted into matter. Matter converted into energy. So, brother, feel it, harmonize it. Try to synchronize with your heart, mind, and the soul. Feel the rhythm. God is, we should not seek for the God. You won't find anywhere the God. God is within you itself. We are the gods. We are the fragments of the gods. We are all gods. We are all gods, and brother. We are the what to say, the fragments of the source of the light. We had lived in our higher dimensions. We want to complete this incomplete education over here on this planet, nothing else. So one thing, mark my words, brother Dilot, we love you so much. Your potential is massive, enormous. We love to have you on board. Spread out the message at this moment. Don't think that what will happen next. Just do it. Just do it. Synchronize, harmonize it. Just send out a message. What GPMS, nothing else. And on that day, I just want to receive one gift from you. One day you say, Brother Pritam, thank you so much. On that moment, I'll appreciate it. Okay, that's it, brother. I love you, brother Dylan, so much.
Already, thank you, Pritam. I already thank you so much. Truthfully, honestly, I thank you for being you. You're a beautiful soul, and you definitely brought a lot of light to this meeting. Emily, Duma.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, again. If I may, do you know why a pearl is white? Because monatomic gold is pure white. The gold is within you. You are the gold. And the pearl in you comes out with your words, your actions, your behaviors. It comes out with your pensions. Your word is your bond. Without your pensions in order, you are considered dead to the Bar Association. It is a game. That cap, I explained, is a net. GPMS is caught up in a net of games. The marketplace is a game. It is a game of tricks and traps to render people into a status of civilitur mortis, that is, dead status. Not too long ago, I had a dream. I had a dream that I was pushing this boulder up this hill, and I was in the desert. And when I got to the top of the hill, I pushed it one last time, and it rolled. Gravity took it the rest of the way. That boulder is a pearl, and it rolled down into a setting of what is considered to be a marketplace. And this setting in my dream was depicted as like ancient Egypt. The rock rolled down into a marketplace that was live and running. And when it stopped, It stopped because it collided into another rock, and it split in half. On the inside of this boulder, half of it was encased in what appeared to be an emerald stone with spirals, the effect of a double helix spiraling through this emerald stone. And the other half of this boulder contained gems and diamonds and other precious minerals of earth, resources. And it also contained artificial vials, sealed vials of some sort of clear fluid. I looked around and the marketplace was empty. There was no people, but the marketplace itself was hot and running, as if the stove, the food was left on the stove, still running. Fires were cooking, things were roasting, music was playing, all the dazzling things of a marketplace. But there was nobody around but myself. And then all of a sudden, a noise caught my attention, the sound of a squealing hog. And I turned and looked at it, and it was rushing me, squealing, charging me. I looked around. There was still nobody around. And then I looked back at that hog as it was rushing me, squealing. And I took my stance, and as it came close, I rushed it. And when we collided, the hog vanished out of thin air. That hog represents the banking system. The boulder is the gem. It's the pearl, letting us know that the gold is inside you, the human, AKA not the human, but the living man, living woman, living son, living daughter of God, creator, with spirit inside, their highest divine self, channeling right through them, their vessel, as a conduit. The post back is the vessel. The vessel takes up the pen and creates their pensions, because the pension is their money. Your pensions is your money. Sure, in the world of GPMS, it is not, but GPMS needs money. And right now it is caught in a net, controlled by the Bar Association, preventing it from docking for correctness. Remember, in the beginning is the word, and your word is your bond. And if you want to eliminate the duplicity of our words, I suggest you pen them into singularity with the syntax fact of correctness, because there's no duality with math. 3 + 3
I
is
have
6.
a suggestion. Why don't you do that?
Can you hold on, please, brother? Please wait. Civiliter mortis is their game. The game is to keep you dead. Living has jurisdiction over the dead. The universal knowledge is keenly accepted amongst the Most High. Universal law is natural law. Everything else outside that is subsidiary of man, man's creation. Man did not create natural law. Man is cloaked with natural law. That's the purpose of GPMS. That's the purpose of the UPU, through the pensions, through our words, because our words are our bond. And bond is another word for God. When we call ourselves humans, we are calling ourselves animals. This is what they think. And they are the cap blocking the people from their pensions. It is not necessary for everyone to have their pensions. However, I am speaking directly to the guardians of GPMS. It is necessary for a small percentage to come forth and create their pensions so as to protect the whole, to prevent saboteurs from infiltration, casting nets full of mirrors that only drown out the fact. It's that simple. The other day, I saw a video on TikTok of somebody freeing a turtle, a sea turtle caught in a net. And I immediately thought of GPMS. The game is played on your words and words alone. The game is played on your words and words alone. Thus, if we speak with synthetics, it is not authentic. It does not mean you are not authentic. It is just a highlight of a program. It does not mean you are wrong. It does not mean you are evil. It is a highlight of a program. I love you, brother. Syndicates are of the cartel. Syndicates is a program through pharmaceutical, through the feds, through the Central Intelligence Agencies. It is a psyop on our words. I give you the facts. Thank you, brothers and sisters. The Sheriff Coroner's Court is well and operating. When GPMS decides to come to the court for the correctness of their pensions, GPMS will be grounded with this world and protected from the fiction world, from harm. This is the fact. GPMS is already grounded through their intent, yes. And the post is only waiting for them to take safe harbor. The UPU represents Earth, and it represents the protection of all mankind. The only reason GPMS has not docked with it yet is because they haven't seen the fact. Dock with the UPU. The global constitution already renders man and woman free, free from harm from the fiction world. That is the fact. It's already there. We only need to be a little bit educated on it and move forward. The foundation for GPMS, as Beatrice has explained, and Emily has explained, and Rick has explained, and many others, it's already there. It's already there. It doesn't need any syndicates, brother. It is already there, brother. It is already there. I love you. Your syndicates can help gather other people for the awareness of GPMS, but having it inside the trunk of GPMS is like a cancer. It literally creates problems, as you can clearly see.
Yeah, I see it.
We must come to correctness with our words, our
I see you're
conditions,
still stuck
terms.
on the words. Rick just clarified a while ago that you should be moving past the words. And I see you're still stuck in the old system. You're still stuck in the old words. You're still stuck in that mentality of that you're acting like I'm not creating penmanship. I've created nothing but penmanship and I've produced it to y'all. And it's wonderful works. It's absolutely amazing works. And there's nothing in
Okay,
line with the
excuse me. I
commercials.
had my hand up and now I was
Oh
interrupted
my
by Dylan. And
God.
so if we could just please maintain the respect of this group. I would really appreciate it. Dualma, did you even finish what you were saying?
I think I've said enough.
Okay, then if you
Pearl has
could
been laid.
please put, I'm sorry.
The pearl has been set before the council.
Okay, so if you could just lower your hand real quick, and I want to take my turn because I have spent as all the time that I want to spend in this meeting today, but I want to go here with this group because I feel like I'm not doing a service to us if I don't. I'm going to ask anybody who wants to be a part of it to just kind of maybe allow me to guide. And I'm going to start by suggesting everybody put their hand on their heart. Can everybody put their hand on their heart? That is the only governing body in the world that you have control over. There is not another government. There's nothing outside of you that can force you to do anything, convince you to do anything. It is you that makes the decision. It is you that is the power. It is you that has the potential. It is you that has the capabilities. And if you want something done, guess whose responsibility it is to get it done. I do not run around and place obligations and responsibilities on others to do what I want. I am the only one responsible for my triggers. I am the only one responsible for my actions. I am the only one responsible for my words. I don't know why we consistently are fighting over words. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's like 150 something languages on this planet. Can we just get over it? Can we just get over it? We are way up here above all of that. So just keep in mind that you are only in control of yourself. That's it. Gpms.world is not about telling people what to do, how to do it, what to say. None of that is real. That's somebody outside of me trying to tell me how I need to promote the Gpms.world, and that's up to me. I dictate how I promote the Gpms.world. There's no one in this group making rules on how you can promote Gpms.world. That does not exist. I love you. That came from my heart. And if that isn't good enough for people, guess what? That's not my problem.
Emily,
I have had enough of this meeting. I've had enough of this meeting and the backbiting and the going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. I'm done. I'm out. I have better things to do. I love you. I'll talk to you all later.
As long as we can all apply that to ourselves, I agree in the entirety with Emily. In the entirety with Emily, but she's not applying it to herself, as we can all see. She's applying it to me, as we can all see. And that's not okay. It's not okay. It's not what's happening here. I'm not coming in. I'm not dictating anybody. I never dictated Emily. Emily asked for financial assistance. So I gave Emily all opportunity to gain financial assistance. She immediately started cussing me out and going nuts. I've never seen anything like it in my life, honestly, but it is how it went down. And it is what's going to remain the situation until she stops doing it. I'm not going to back down either, as she said she was not.
Dylan, this will
Interrupted
be a
again.
subject of another meeting where we started finally to understand what means outside of GPMS, that practically is not outside, but has to work outside, operate outside.
Well, I'm just saying, I've been knowing what's been going on, and I've been understanding that I've been building everything outside of GPMS. Everything was already built before I came into GPMS, etc. So, you know, all of that outside of GPMS, etc., all that doesn't even make sense. That's some stuff that y'all conjured up whenever I tried to introduce greatness. That's all that happened.
Yeah,
That's
but
all that
practically-
happened.
Yes, Dylan, for example, if someone has a vision and has not the people to make this vision possible, but right now you have on your back, you have GPMS, and right now practically you can pick up the people from GPMS, those that they want, because you cannot
That's what I
force.
didn't want to do. You know, I did not want to take away from GPMS. That's
I do
why I want to
understand.
unify the efforts of it.
Practically you cannot take away from GPMS, because practically this is just, how can I say, an intermediary step for the people to have money and everything until GPMS arrive to the conception. I do understand you very well. And practically you do not, what I said, you do not need to work to gather people, because we understand you want to do that for GPMS. Then practically the people, so how can I say, after we pick up the information, we are able to come with an information for the people to explain them. Then those that they want, they will operate on this. We are saying outside, but practically is not, it is outside practically seen, but will still operate here. So you do not need to work to gather people or other, because all the time from those that they come, they will still be somewhere inside of you,
Yes, I
those that they
agree.
want.
That's what I've
So,
been trying to clarify lately as well.
okay, so right now, inside, outside, for you, this is zero problem. This is just, it's like you have 3 companies, you are in all the 3, but it's coming an expert and is telling you, do you know something? Let them separate it. Okay, so right now you understand.
I didn't understand you. I couldn't understand.
For example, in a business, you have three companies, okay? And you are saying, why I do have 3 companies, I need to work in only one and to have everything inside. And it's coming an expert and is telling you, I will protect the force that you have, then you have to have 3, not 1 from the 3 together. This is all about. This does not mean you are outside with the second one, because you are inside of the one, inside of the second, but you are doing different things.
Yes,
So
I
this will
agree with you.
be, okay, so what she's saying we cannot come and tell to the people, do that, do that, do that for all the 70,000 or all the people that they are coming inside of the working groups. We cannot
I
do
agree with
that,
that as well.
but we can make a directive. Then the people start to collaborate, and via collaboration, practically we have the people necessary.
You're
Then
starting to
we
get
will
it,
be,
Beatrice.
then we will be
You're
working
starting to
with
get it.
the people for the marketing, that they market themselves as GPMS, as I told you, free accounts, Facebook, Telegram, etc. This is coming inside of GPMS directly. For others that they want to embark and to have some money, that they can also support themselves and collaborate for GPMS, give the money as donation inside of GPMS. This is the second stuff, where a part of us that agree with will develop this kind of stuff. But this is still linked with the second, with the actual system. But this is another discussion. We need still to, how can I say, to pick up the information and to have to come with our strategy. Because if we start inside of contributors and you'll share 10 times the same information, this is going nowhere. We need to come with our strategy, then this strategy will be presented to GPMS contributors. So it's like, if right now you are inside of the GPMS contributors, until we'll come and we'll see what has to be done there. Because we have to think, this is all about. Where we put what, but you are mute.
I was just saying I agree with you totally, and definitely have fallen in line with that and started to build outside, etc.
Exactly. So working on this way, we agree with family, we agree with Marcus, we have no any kind of problems. We agree with Pritam, we agree with Serk, with Rick, with everyone. And we are able to do what it is necessary for ourselves and to grow GPMS. And this is just amazing. The goal is done. but we need another meeting.
As
This is
long
all.
as long as Emily can apply it to herself as well, and
Yeah,
I stop being micromanaged,
but
everything is good.
Okay.
Everything is good.
So this is not a problem because the money will be not inside of GPMS, so Emily will be just happy. This is not a problem. Will be bring to the individual, not inside of GPMS, because the individual will have the society in participation and everything. It's not the GPMS
I agree that it
has
should have stayed between Emily and I the
Okay,
whole
so
time, but
right
she
now
brought it public, you know.
So right now, when I share the mission, the GPMS, it's above all the governments. Right now, you see what I'm saying, that we cannot involve GPMS to work with the actual government because it's placed above. But you can make something else. This does not mean that I cannot have 3 corporations or 3, stuff in what I'm involved. In this one, I'm doing that. In this one, I'm doing that. In other one.
Can I ask a question about GPMS? What exactly is, okay, I know what the end goal is, okay, but GPMS is saying that it's a monetary system, okay?
No, it's not. I will tell you something. The old website that you never saw, the name was Global People Monetary System and Simplify Law. It's the Simplify Law that it is the divine law, universal natural law that give you the right to be universal nation. Then you'll have all the right to bring the financial system. But I do this second website that it's more attractive. I do not know why cut only for the financial system, but in reality, it's not only that. And if you ask me right now, they want to bring something. It's the worldwide referendum. I will tell you exactly what it is, GPMS. GPMS, it's a portal. It's like a gate. You enter through GPMS, and what you have, you remain in agreement with everything that is there, that is practically adoption of universal natural law. It's everything that Marcus is saying is the life. Then you enter through this gate, you implement everything that it's saying here, like information inside of GPMS, and practically GPMS after that, it's implemented. And you do not need to hear about financial system or something like, because practically the financial system, it's something that it's, how can I say, temporary, based on intrinsic value. When you'll have the new technology, this new technology will bring us do not have monetary system, because in reality, a monetary system is making us to be dependable on something. And practically, we are liberate completely through the new technology. But this is a little bit like 1 year after the implementation of GPMS, because do you know something? When in the earth, all the new technology is coming, will be like a boom of information. It's about more than 6,000 brevets that they were hidden from the human race for 100 years. And it's about more than that, because they will bring also technology. For example, one of the technology, it's anti-geoengineering, and this technology is made with elements that does not belong to the Earth planet. So imagine that today you are speaking through the Zoom and something, and tomorrow to have like a meeting, you will use another technology, but at the same time you are exposed how you prepare your food, you are exposed how to drive your car. So it's such an information at the same time coming over you that you are not able to assimilate. You need a period of time. So there will be like the population that it's able to assimilate, and the population that practically it's right now very ill, and or it is very all considered on our third dimension. Through these med beds and everything, they will be able to recuperate them, because everything is coming from the cell, from the human cell. When you regenerate the human cell, you regenerate yourself. Then even that we think right now that we have 25% children, and we have people that are older than 60 years old, and practically they will be not working. They will be working if they want, but when they regenerate their cell, they will want to work. And the human expectation on when the new technology is coming, it's about 800 years minimum. And we had also technology that is hidden by the Freemason for the human race to live up to 2,800 years. And right now, the other technology is 2,000 years. So imagine that in 800 years or in 2,000 years, you will make a lot of education, experience in a lot of fields and everything. So you are, if you try right now to say what will be your administration to the point of the inception of GPMS, you still do not know in detail, because there will be another dimension, because the collective consciousness is right now towards the fourth dimension. And when GPMS is able to start to the inception, the human race will be around the fifth dimension. It's something very different.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure that I
Yeah, so
understood.
it's like, so here in GPMS, you hear a lot of stuff. So when I told to Nick that we are the internet, but we are not able to communicate still, all of us, via telepathy, because if you communicate via telepathy and if you are able to teleport yourself, you do not need practically internet. You may need internet, this can come with the free energy, you know, but practically you do not need that. Because if you want to be in a place, you'll be by the mind, but also will be other stuff. If you are still not able to teleport yourself, you'll have the device that will teleport you. And if you are not able to interact via telepathy because the other one is not able to receive the message, if you are able to teleport, you will go there, or then you will use the internet. And the other one will read when he will enter. Or so I am not, when I share messages, I have not the voice there to hear me what I share, but I share a lot of information. And don't hit the messenger, because I'm only a messenger, and this information anyway will come to the earth and will be everywhere.
Yes, I agree. And I appreciate you, Beatrice. Just so you know, I don't have any ill will towards anybody. I want the best for all of us. And I totally see that it was nothing more than a miscommunication between us. And I hope you'll add me back to the administration group. I'm not going to stop my tactic of striving for what I'm striving for, but I comprehend the separate but equal almost state of what we're building here, you know.
Okay, so yeah, so pay a little bit, how can I say, be a little bit patient. To meet Rick and everything, do not share a lot of information, because this will confuse everybody, and not all the contributors are right now in the fifth dimension or above, and they will be not able to understand what we are doing here. So let first for the information to be analyzed and have the meeting with Rick. Right now you are just more informed, and we'll have also other kind of the meetings. And I'm telling you, I have also courses to do. I'm so sorry, but it's just for a couple of days. I have some courses to do, and after that I can liberate myself to hear what you have to say. But don't panic during this time, so it will be not so long. And I can work also during the how can I say, the December 25th and during the night of the, so for me it's not a problem. GPMS is my priority. It's just right now I'm during a short period of time when I have to answer to some things that I have on this third dimension life. This is all about.
And one thing I want to remind to the remaining brothers. In the earlier meeting, yes, our sister Mariana has put forward about the messages to be distributed worldwide as a referendum, the contents and all. And we have a proposal regarding the Christmas greetings card, and on that, the wonderful message and all. So I may be in a position to help out in that way. I have a mid journey the prompts engineerings and all. I can generate the images from the Delhi or the so many tools, AI tools, image generator tools are there. So in this way, we can spread the message with
Exactly. Yeah.
along with the.
If someone can help us, with these cards for the end of the year and everything, where GPMS will be there and different messages and everything, this will be just amazing. And all the time saying GPMS it's everything and or something like and is nothing less than GPMS. Okay, so Dylan, do not do not hit me because I'm saying that. So it's nothing less than GPMS. It's just the message, and we know what it is about inside. And just to have this card, and practically everybody will go online and will share, because this is what I was asking for. Because for me, it's very hard to be involved in so many accounts, to keep myself accounts, and also for the information, to make the information for GPMS, and also to look around all the time what kind of the information it is right now in the world, because I'm also freedom fighter. So it's a lot. If somebody can help and can give the information, you know, the cards and everything, for me it will be just a copy paste. This would be amazing.
So Brother Dylan, everything is clear, right? Let us work in the team, TEAM. By the word team itself, it means together everyone achieves more. so
Definitely. I agree completely.
So let's work together for the humanity cause, for our generation and for our generations, next generations, down the generations. We are working in that level. So let's rise up our vibes. Let's work, like harmonize it. Let's synchronize heart, mind, and soul. Let's synchronize it. Come on, brother, you can do it. You have an amazing talent. Let's work for the prosperity of the humanity.
I just wanted to clarify
let's
one
put our
more thing.
the classic records. It's the holographic images, all the recorded ancient civilizations are already recorded there in the Akashic records. There is one law also that had never been taught in our schoolings, colleges, or universities, the law of the one, the Ra God. It has to be known by everyone, the law of one. So you just have a glimpse about that, searching through the Google it. So law of the one was all part of the universal laws. There is no other law. All law, the man-made laws will become void, null, in front of the universal law. That's it. As being our brother Dulma already told that there is no other law. These are all the artificial and the man-made laws. Above any laws, there is universal law, divine plan, natural law. In front of that, all laws become null and void. And that won't be fine in the textbooks, in the college, because they don't want to know these things. They want to just control us through the monetary system, thin-year paper money. Whatever they want to print, they will print. That's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so if it is because we have already 3 hours and also the subject, so it's above what the contributors may be doing. Thank you so much for everyone, and I will just close for the week and we can see you next week. Thank you for everything.
A little bit better too. As far
close and